All right, so the first step in the tutorial, now we've got our animation, our characters moving, is to turn by some random number. And here's where I think that Scratch helps make it a little bit clearer what's going on. So we want to have add a turn, which is another motion. And we have this block. Now it comes already with a number in it, 15, right? And if we run it, you see, he's moving and he's turning. He moves 4 steps and turns 15, so he's going in a circle. And that might be easier to see if we make this smaller. I'll make this like 1. See what that does. Yeah, now you can kind of see he is actually moving and turning. So let's stop him there. And let's bring him back to the middle. 0, 0. And direction 90, let's say. Okay. So what we want is random motion here. Instead of going 1 degree each time, we want to go like a random amount each time. So the way that we get a random number in Scratch is with this guy, pick random number. Okay, this block right here. Now notice this block has rounded edges, and the input parameter here, the argument that we give is the 1, is surrounded by rounded edges. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we can actually put this inside here. So before we get to that step, let me just go and add what we have so far to the, actually 1 degree might be too much because he's going kind of way off the screen. We said 5 degrees. Yeah, okay. So he's making a little bit of a wider circle there, but he's not going off the screen. So let's do that. So let's say move 4 and turn 5. Okay, so because if we look up, let's go to here. If we look up turn, let's put the lobster on here and look up turn for a second. So it's not here. There's a turn method here, but it says it's redefined in animal. So let's see. Animal. Yeah, animal has this turn method that takes an angle as an input. So that's the same thing that we had here. We have a turn block right here. We have a turn block that takes a number. Takes an integer argument. So let's open up the animal class. Here's the documentation mode. You know, you can select source code or documentation mode, but let's look at the documentation mode here. It says turn. It's void, has a void return type, so it's a motion, just like one of these blue blocks, and it needs it has 1 parameter here. It has the angle parameter that's an integer. So when you call this guy, you have to call it with an integer as input, okay? And then it will turn angle degrees towards the right, clockwise. clockwise. So this does a clockwise turn. So let's see. So what that means is, yeah, that we can say turn 5, and when we run it, it turns 5. So he does a small circle like we saw in Scratch. Okay, but this does not look like that, and right, there's a lot more stuff going on. So we'll talk about the rest of that, what's happening here in the next video.